I think we're live.
Yeah, man.
Well, somebody open this baby up.
Yeah, that's how we start a party with the voice of a WWE Hall of Famer. Hi, friends. We are so happy to be back with you. This is the official 200th episode of 83 Weeks celebration. We are live with Eric Bischoff and all of our friends, some of our ad-free show's top guys. We got everybody coming in the chat. So much to celebrate. It is our first show of 2022, and we are kicking it off right. I want to thank everybody for coming to join us. I'm Christy, not in my usual gimmick tonight, but I'm sure you all recognize me nonetheless. Got my friends G. Herm here tonight, Adam Woods, and of course, producer Steve Kaufmann, and a voice you already heard, and I'm sure we're excited to pick the brain of, say Happy New Year to, and to celebrate 200 stellar episodes of 83 Weeks. Hello, Mr. Eric Bischoff. How are you doing tonight?
I am well. Happy New Year, guys. It seems like it's been a year since we've done one of these, but it's been a fun month or so. Great to be back.
Well, yeah, it does feel like it's been a long time, but you didn't miss a beat since we've seen you. You guys have covered. We got Conan this week. We got the Go Home Nitro for Starrcade 96, Final Resolution 2011. If anybody's got questions on any of that, little follow-ups for Eric, we are going to just shoot them at him tonight. And here's a little tip for everybody out there watching live. You have got to be subscribed to be all up in our live chat. So if you do have a question for Eric, a comment, or you would just like to congratulate him on 200 episodes, you got to hit that big red button. And of course, we're going to have something extra special at the end of the show tonight for our ad-free show's friends. And on that note, I haven't talked this much in about a month. So, Eric, why don't you tell us what you've been up to the last 4 weeks or so? I think there was some travel on the docket. You got a brand new family member to brag about. How have you been?
I have been well, Christy, and yeah, it's been fun. We actually, Mrs. B and I were talking this morning, and we've been home exactly a week right about now. We got home last Thursday night about this time, and it seems like we've been gone for a year. It's been crazy. We've done so much, but we left Cody, jumped in the truck with Nikki, the dog, and drove to Tampa to spend holidays with our kids and our new grandson, Waylon James Bischoff. Let's get a look at Waylon James Bischoff before we go too far.
Oh, can we please?
Our grandson, Waylon James. Ain't he just a happy looking? Look at the guns on him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Talk about gains.
He's got guns. He's got a grin. He's got hair. This guy could be the next big thing.
Cover of Baby Muscle magazine there. A model just like his grandpa and grandma.
But yeah, no, we went down to Tampa and for Christmas. And literally the day after I got to Tampa, I got a call from Bruce Pritchard, who invited me to do an episode of Raw the following Monday night. So Thursday, the night before Christmas Eve, I had to go out and find a suit that I knew I could get trashed. Jumped on a plane Monday morning, flew and did Monday Night Raw, flew back early Tuesday morning. I think I did a shot in Philadelphia during that same period of time. So yeah, I've been running and gunning. It's been fun.
See, I want to believe.
So cool to see you pop up on Raw, right?
Yeah, it is fun. Like I didn't even know. That's it is what it is. I got a call, a couple of days before, 3 or 4 days before. But yeah, it was fun, and it was fun for me, man. It was an easy flight. I left Tampa like at 6 a.m. Got to Detroit early, hung out in the hotel, went to the building, figured out what I had to do, did my stuff, got back to the hotel. Left at 6 a.m, was back in Tampa by noon. So it was easy.
Wow, you didn't get caught up in all that holiday travel kerfluffle at all.
No, I was a little worried about it because it was just kind of breaking down, right about the time I left. So I was like, ugh. But I knew it was a direct flight, so I was a little less nervous about a direct flight. But no, I was lucky. Seamless.
You kind of gave us your schedule for, you getting the call. At what point were you able to get ordained once again to be the the official for Ms. and Maurice, or do you still have that same ordainment from
Well,
being the?
I have the license is good for 30 years.
Okay, good. Okay,
And I can renew it online, so
nice.
I'm
Okay.
just going to keep it because you
I'm
never
sure
know. You know,
I'm sure there's an app for that, so it was pretty easy. I'm sure.
Yeah,
If you did have to do that.
I go right to faketvminister.com and I can do everything I need to do right there.
I think you mean the Universal Life Church.
I think
I'm ordained by that church.
I think Steve's about to coin the fake TV ordainment.com right now.
Exactly.
Actually, that would be a good one.
We bought that a week ago. We're fine.
10 points. Always
Well,
thinking.
Eric, when you heard that it was a wedding, were you confused? It didn't seem like there were any storylines really going on at the time. If you were trying to play detective and figure out what they were calling you to do, really, were you shocked to hear this was a Ms. and Maurice segment?
I didn't ask any questions. It's the way I do things, I guess. And I don't know. I guess it's because I really don't care, to be honest. I'm pretty confident nobody's going to put me out there to do something that makes no sense or is completely stupid. So whether it was AEW or WWE, I asked Bruce, I think a day or two before, hey, if you've got anything for me to look at, that'll be great, just because I like to be prepared. But no, I didn't ask any questions. I knew I'd get there. Here's the other reason I didn't ask any questions. It wouldn't fucking matter. If I ask him a question and he gave me an answer on Wednesday, it's going to be changing by Monday anyway. So why bother?
Wow. Not making sense. A storyline not making sense in the WWE. That never happens at all.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
No, but you guys are missing my point to be snarky. I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, come on.
For me,
Come on, Adam Woods.
I just wanted to go out there and see some friends that I haven't seen in a while and get a chance to go out in front of a live crowd. I haven't been in front of a live crowd. That's the first time. I don't remember the last time was.
AEW, wasn't it?
That wasn't a live crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that
right.
is true.
That's right.
No.
And then Hall of Fame was the Thunderdome.
Hall of Fame wasn't a live crowd. So I can't even tell you the last time I was in front of a live crowd before that. And that's what I really wanted. That's what he said. Can you do TV? Hey, if I get a chance to walk down that ramp, I'm taking it. I just want to feel that. I just want to feel that buzz. It's selfish of me, I know, but I wanted to feel it.
Do you get the goosebumps at all?
No, I just get excited. I feel oddly comfortable in front of a crowd and making that entrance and just being in that environment and feeling that energy, because it's just different kind of energy. And it makes me feel it's like comfort food for my soul. That's the only way I can say it.
Well, and maybe like a little bit of green for your bank account. I'm going to be a little tacky here. And I'm not asking for any numbers, Eric, but when you get a call like that, is there even a conversation about money, or you being a WWE Hall of Famer who they've worked with before? Do they know what to expect? Are you just not asking because you'd rather just go do the live thing? You don't care? Is there discussion about that?
There is no discussion. And the truth of the matter is, I don't care. I'm not doing it for the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not sad when the check comes. I don't throw it out the window, but it's not why I do it. I just want to go out there in front of that crowd. And I thought I was going to get a chance to see Bruce and Vince and Kevin Dunn and a couple other people I would like to see. But I didn't, because none of them were there. But it didn't matter, man. I just want to go hang out, have fun.
So I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask. Did you care that it was the main event? Or are you happy it was the main event? Or are you just cool, I'm on the show, I'm on TV?
I mean, I noticed when I got there that it was the main event. So I went, huh. I mean, I think, of course I liked it, because I knew that was where the attention would be. And I know that's where the build would have been throughout the show. So it's always nice to be in that position. It's always nice. But it's also indicative of the fact, I knew that this was something that was reasonably well thought out, or it wouldn't be in the main event. So, yeah, I thought that was cool. Not even longer since I've been in a main event segment. That's probably years.
Which I mean, the people that you went to see weren't there. So I guess who's running the ship when Vince, Bruce,
no. Wait, no, that's not fair. And I said that. I know you're repeating what I said. But those are the people I expected to see there. I also expect to see Johnny Ace, who I did. I was able to talk to. Ryan Ward, one of the writers I got to work with, who I worked with the last time I was there. Super guy. I saw Ed Koski for a few minutes, but he was pretty underwater. Hung out with Edge for a little bit. Had a great conversation with Edge. Hung out with Kevin Owens for a little bit. Got to say hi to him. People like that. There was a lot of talent. Not a lot, because everybody was busy. And it was a tough crew. A tough schedule for the crew because of the COVID, absences and so forth. Everybody was pretty busy. So, but I did get to hang out with a lot of people other than the ones I mentioned that I would have expected to hang out with.
Did you make any new friends?
No, I don't need any new friends.
New acquaintances.
No, because again, when I get to WWE TV, I've been around it enough to know that it's all hands on deck, man. It's busy shit. It's not like everybody's sitting back like the old days, playing cribbage and drinking beer and waiting for their match to come. Everybody's rocking. And I don't want to be that guy that shows up and just walks into everybody's place of work going, "Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Can we take a selfie?" Hey, I don't do that shit. I got to the building, went right to my fucking room, closed the door, because everybody knew where to find me when they needed me. And that was it. I didn't really run into Edge or Kevin Owens till Kevin during the show and Edge after the show.
All right. So now that we've thoroughly gotten all the details here.
Now that you know my life.
The most important question, Eric, about your appearance on Raw. How was the catering?
Catering in Detroit. This is the second time I've enjoyed WWE catering in Detroit. I think they changed caterers. I would say some things I enjoyed a little bit more. I think the main entrees were, I would give them a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of catering food. Maybe an 8. I was a little disappointed in the selection of fresh vegetables, however. I'm a little bit of a vegetable snob, and it just wasn't quite the selection or, dare I say, quality of fresh vegetables that I prefer.
Do you think COVID has something to do with that? This is your
No,
post-COVID
it's the
Detroit
Oh,
catering.
COVID has everything to do with everything. It's everything. Nothing else matters but COVID.
I thought it was going to be Little
because
Caesars.
I have good friends that have died from it, but come on.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Little Caesars, considering the history of that city.
Oh,
and
that's
that
the thing, though. When I got to the arena, all I could smell was Little Caesars pizza, and I couldn't find one.
Oh, up in the
That sounds like heaven.
nosebleeds. Yeah,
Yeah.
up in the
Oh, it was a
nosebleeds.
little bit of torture, man. I'm waiting because, of course, my segment's last, right? It doesn't happen until late at 10:45, and I'm sitting around there since 3:00, and I'm walking all over that fucking arena. I look like a bloodhound, like one of those dogs that they use to trail prisoners that escaped through the fucking swamp. That was me looking for a pizza.
Wow.
Oh, we love that. Preston in the chat wanted to hear about the catering, and we want to take a sec to say hello to everybody who's joined us there. Holy schmolies, you guys got a whole ton of questions and great super chats already coming at us. Santa Claus wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. We got Nick and Eddie, always good to see you. Spade Racing, the Jonathan Lyman brand. Oh, very fancy. Joseph is here, CJ, Ed Dead, RJ. We are so happy to be back here with all of you guys on After 83 Weeks, and we are going to get to your questions. I just don't really know where to start. Oh, wait, here. Nicholas Blake wants a shout out. Let's just give him a big hello. Happy New Year, Nicholas.
Howdy, Nicholas.
Let's just break up with a fun one from Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer.
Who's that?
And it's, Eric is right, I'm a moron. But please understand, I got to do something to stay occupied. And then the rest of it's a little misogynist. But
No, it says it's not like I'll ever touch a woman or anything. It's not misogynistic.
that's
Come
fair.
on. Is it?
I don't even know. He's misogynistic, which is why no woman would ever touch him. So that's totally valid.
Fine.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
I-
See there. There you
There you
go.
go.
Reading the chat. There it is. And Thomas Gidlow, actual wrestling question this time. What are your thoughts on Mickie James entering the Royal Rumble while the Impact Knockouts champion, and reports of the WWE possibly opening the forbidden door to other companies' talent? You guys rock. You rock, Thomas Gidlow. We talk a lot.
Yes, and I can't wait to hear Eric's response to this.
Well, look, I think because Mickie James has such a long history in relationship with WWE, I think it's just awesome. I think it's great. I think it's great for Mickie, and that's all that matters to me. I don't care about the rest of the shit. What is Impact Wrestling? How many people watch that? I could get more people watching me flip burgers on my fucking grill in the garage on a Saturday afternoon than watch Impact. So Impact, it's neither good nor bad nor whatever for Impact, but it's very good. It's very good for Mickie James.
Well, and it's maybe setting a new precedent for WWE. Have they ever done anything like this before? Been open to it? Do you think that they're caving to sort of outside pressure, that they don't play ball?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't think so. I think if I had to guess, and that's all it is a guess, my guess is, hey, it'd be kind of cool to freshen up our show, with some people, with some talent that people know that have been associated with WWE, even if they're no longer here. And we really don't give a fuck if they work for somebody else, because especially Impact, because it really doesn't matter. So hell yeah, let's do it. I don't think there's any grand plan of opening a door and changing a strategy. I think it's an opportunity. And
I agree. I think it's more so about them doing right by Mickie after everything that happened. But there's also another scenario where, yes, we know that Impact doesn't have the reach, that it should have, or maybe it should, whatever. But I look at maybe a possibility of maybe this can be the reincarnation of that relationship between WWF and ECW, where ECW did not have a reach, but they still kind of use them in some ways. No, nothing, not at all.
Never happened. Never happened. You're reading too much into it, and I don't blame you for doing it. It's always fun to think about those things, but I would bet everything I have right now that is not the case. I am confident that no one in WWE is going, hey, this is an opportunity for us to work with Impact Wrestling.
See, I agree with it. I just wanted to bring up the scenario. I just honestly think it's more about doing right by Mickie. And everybody kind of, oh my God. Yeah.
That could be it. Who's calling some of those shots? Johnny Ace. Who was the issue with? Johnny Ace and Mickie. Would Johnny Ace make a move like that to try to do the right thing? Absolutely he would.
So that being said, Eric, how shocked would you be if we see someone from AEW come into the Royal Rumble?
That would be more shocking. No, who wouldn't be surprised by that? I mean, that would be a big turn of events, and it's not one that I would anticipate. But I don't think it'll happen. That being said, I don't think there's an ice cube chance in hell it'll happen. Now watch. Now it's going to fucking happen, right? Now somebody's going to hear this and go, oh yeah, Bischoff, watch this.
Because they watch.
But what are the obstacles though? Like, let's say for whatever, I know this is all hypothetical. Like if somebody from AEW goes to shows up in the Rumble, like how does that work as far as like, oh, make sure my guy's in there for at least 15 minutes, make sure he's not thrown away, like it just like, how do you even move forward with something like that?
I mean, we're talking some serious, fantasy booking here, folks. I mean, this is just right up there with sitting around with a fucking bong coming up with great ideas.
I mean, we could do that too.
Well, not digitally, we can't. Maybe someday we'll have a special show and we'll do it all together. That would actually be fun.
It's legal in my state.
That would be a hoot. But I guess theoretically, if something like that were to happen, you'd have whoever the two principals were representing each company would sit down and say, hey, this is what we're thinking. What do you think? And they'd probably talk through it until they come up with something that made sense for both of them, and they'd shake hands and go their respective ways and do it.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I mean, you were there for Wrestle Rock Rumble, where there was a conglomerate of different promotions and promoters essentially trying to kind of funnel out one idea and who should go over first and what have you. So, I mean, in this day and age, we don't have the Verns, we don't have the the Von Erichs or anything like that. But I mean, do you think that maybe a Tony Khan and a Vince, or maybe whoever has Vince in play, maybe a Tony Khan and a Nick Khan, they could work together?
No, that would never happen.
Oh.
That's some serious. No.
There you go. I mean, it is California. I mean,
you guys are rolling tonight.
I'm just saying.
No, that would never. It would be probably Johnny Ace and Bruce Pritchard with whomever would represent AEW. It wouldn't be Vince. It would not.
Also, I think we've spent more time talking about the possibility of AEW working with WWE than they have. Than either side has.
I know. Okay. Right back down to earth. Thank you. Thank you, Houston, for getting us down safe and sound.
I mean, if we really want to slam to the ground and talking about whether WWE is petty or not, how about this MLW lawsuit? Eric, this seems like the sort of thing that would really pique your interest. Have you looked into the details on this? Do you know what's going on between MLW and WWE?
I mean, I'm aware of it. I haven't looked into any details. I've seen the headlines. I probably read a paragraph and a half of whatever coverage there was of it, wherever I saw it.
You think MLW has a case?
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, who knows? I really, that's a situation where I refuse to have to say too much because I don't know anything, and I hate when people speculate and talk about things they don't have any understanding of or familiarity with, or they're not involved in. So let's just wait and see. If there's something there, we'll find out about it. If there's nothing there, it'll go away.
Okay, I'm going to shoot a real hardball at you then, because as a former executive there, you would absolutely have been privy to these sorts of things going on at this time that they're talking about. I'll just straight up ask you, did you ever see or hear these kinds of conversations going on between anyone and other promotions? WWE won't like if Fight TV, if you work with MLW. Hey, so-and-so, don't work with this other company over here. Did you ever witness that kind of stuff going on?
No, never.
Right?
No, tell your dog I am not bullshitting.
Yeah. Wow.
Did you hear your dog?
Well, didn't Vince have that, kind of during the, the early days of WrestleMania, where it was like if you played another wrestling promotion's, product, you couldn't be shown WWE or WWF.
That's a different scenario. Now you're talking about exclusivity within a contract. Is it possible that, here we go again, this is all fantasy business booking, folks. None of this is real that I'm aware of. I'm just giving you examples here. For example, if WWE or any other company for that matter has an arrangement with the network that says we are the exclusive wrestling content on your network, well, if the network agrees to that, then no one else can get a wrestling show on that network. Is that illegal? No, it's not. Does WWE and probably AEW, in fact, I can tell you for a fact AEW has some exclusive business relationships with third-party companies, where if AEW is in business with a third-party company, some other wrestling-related individual will not be able to do business with that company. Is that illegal? Absolutely not. So there are two different things, to suggest that maybe somebody had a one-off conversation about some company trying to do something and shut it down, or was the real context of that conversation, hey, this third party is trying to get a wrestling related product on a network or a network affiliate that we have an exclusive with. That's a problem. If that were the situation, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing nefarious about that. But we don't know. We just don't know, and that's the challenge of trying to dig into this type of thing so soon when you don't really have any information.
If I owned a Haagen-Dazs and I was trying to put it in a mall, I'd want to make sure that they would never let Baskin Robbins in that mall.
No, and by the way, that happens all the time.
There are so many Starbucks and Coffee Beans across from each other. I'm not
They
kidding.
don't
Like, there's a lot of them.
No, but that's different. But I guarantee you there's not a Starbucks and a Coffee Bean in the same shopping mall.
I guarantee you that there is.
All right? You're on.
All right. All right. Let's break this tension a little bit
Well-
with a super chat. Oh, no.
I was gonna say, well, after the super chat, I got a question.
Okay. We're going to get to this one first from Ibzan Arroyo, who wants you, Eric, to show us the Christmas gift that you were given in Philly from Ibzan.
Oh, Ibzan. Oh, my gosh. I can't. It's in the house, and I'm out in the bunkhouse.
Oh, well, that's
I'm
cool
so
that you keep it
sorry.
in the house.
But we're going to do it next week.
Okay, cool. Well, then we won't ruin the surprise.
Yeah, Ibzan, yeah, I got to hang out with Ibzan a little bit in Philadelphia, and he gave me a very nice Christmas present. But yeah, I promise it'll be here. It's in the house. I just haven't really even got done unpacking yet, believe it or not. So I'll have it out here in the bunkhouse next week.
While we throw to George, Charlene wants to know when your next live event is.
In 24 hours in Burbank, California for
wow.
WPW Wrestling Pro Wrestling, run by the Brian Kendrick. Be there, Burbank, California, at the JOFX Studios on Empire Avenue, I think it is.
Hey, tell Brian I said hello. He's a cool guy.
I will do that tomorrow. Yes, I will do that. Well, first off, let me just say, yo, let me speak on this. Orale, I know you guys talked about Conan this past week, dog. You can call me G-Dog for the time being. I got my filthy animals right here. I got, Steve K, Steve to the K. Hey, Woods and C. Olson, what's up, yo? We're going to be the new Filthy Animals 2K22. But let me just ask something, because you guys saw Conan in this event called, which you guys didn't even really talk about too much on this episode, When Worlds Collide in November '94, where he was main eventing and WCW helped, produce and promote and whatnot.
What the hell are you on? Jeez, I want
He's been
some.
holding this in for months.
Damn.
That's got a lot going on. But yes, how come we never really saw another When Worlds Collide? You guys definitely had the roster, obviously in '96, and going back, a lot of people think that even WWE says When Worlds Collide is the best pay-per-view that no one ever really saw. Was it just something maybe the buy rates came back and it wasn't worth it putting it on another year?
Yeah, and we had a lot of other stuff going on, like a new, network television show, and it just wasn't a priority.
All that, I get a 2-second answer. I'm kidding.
I mean, you spoke on
Can't
it.
get a yo with that.
You know what the life lesson is there? Learn to ask shorter questions, for God's sake.
I mean, the question was short. It was all the other stuff that was pretty freaking,
But that was entertaining, so well worth it.
It was awesome.
It was funny how of all that you didn't say Hootie Who.
Oh yeah, he didn't. No.
Yeah. Although there are, I don't know how rated we can get this episode, but I know Conan had a lot of innuendos. Like he would just say like peel the potato and toss the salad. Like
Whoa.
dude, those are words that were saying on Nitro. I'm just saying. I don't really have. It's not really a question, but
just because we did it on Nitro doesn't mean we have to stoop so low to do it here.
Jesus, George.
Well, I mean, more me. I do.
There you go. What I want to know is what do you make of the last batch of WWE releases, namely the Samoa Joe, William Regal, Road Dogg? Most people, at least in the case of Road Dogg and William Regal, you thought they were going to be lifers. Any thoughts on the latest batch of the WWE releases?
There's always been my impression. I'll just speak for myself. I've always had the impression that there were certain people, because of their long history with Vince and the WWE. Some of these people, that I'm going to mention, are people that worked with Vince, not just was there for a long time. Look at Jerry Briscoe, for example. I thought Jerry Briscoe was one of those guys that Vince would have there and take care of, for the rest of Jerry's life. He let Jerry Briscoe go a while ago. So this whole notion of cutting people and becoming more efficient and cost effective is not new. It seems new, especially because they released so many talent over such a short period of time. but there has been this move to trim. I don't want to say fat because it's people's lives and livelihoods, but to trim expenses wherever and whenever, no matter who it is. And it's been going on for a while. So nothing surprises me anymore. Look, if Joe's had injuries, this is it's a hard life. It's a tough business. You're one injury away from never having a career in the industry again. It happens. And decisions have to be made on that basis. In terms of Steve Regal and Road Dogg, again, I'll say, I did an interview for St. Louis Reporter the other day. Here's what people have to remember. 3 years ago, WWE was essentially a live touring company that had television. COVID comes along. They had to readjust their business model. They are now a television company that happens to do live events. There's a big difference in those two situations. They're no longer running 300 plus live events a year around the globe. What does that mean? That means you got a lot of talent. Not only on the top line, meaning talent that we see on television, either regularly or occasionally, but you got some below the line talent that's in development, and a lot of them. Why? Because you're going to need them in the future. Well, guess what? They're no longer a live event touring company. So the idea that there's a lot of these cuts all happening now, is almost 2+ years now into COVID, I think people are reading maybe not too much into it, but they're not spending enough time thinking about, well, maybe there's a really good reason for this, as opposed to, oh my God, they're trying to sell it. Oh my God, they're sending a message to Triple H, or whatever the fuck people come up with to entertain themselves. Maybe somebody woke up and said, okay, board of directors, thank you all for coming to Stanford. I'm glad you're all here. I hope you enjoyed the Diet Coke, the Mountain Dew. Grab some peanuts. We're in the back. Now, here's the problem, guys. We are no longer a live touring company. We're a television company. Guess what? We got a shit ton full of wrestling talent. What are we going to do? And I think what we're seeing possibly is the manifestation of that adjustment to a new environment. At some point, if AEW was a publicly held company right now, I guarantee you somebody would be going, no, wait, whoa. Somebody pump the brakes. We got 200 guys under contract, and we don't do live events, really, touring on a regular basis. We're not doing 250, 300 live. What are we doing with all this talent? We don't know. I hardly see any of them on TV. Well, AEW's in a situation where they're building their roster, they're building their talent base, they're growing their television. It makes sense for them right now. But over the course of 5 or 10 years, it wouldn't. Somebody would be going, wait, stop, hold the phone. You can't keep hiring all this talent if we're not going to use them. If you're a publicly held company and you have some accountability. Now, if you're a privately held company and you're playing with your own money, it really doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. But WWE is a publicly held company that has to manage themselves accordingly. And there's the big difference there.
Well, while you're talking about live events and touring, the live chat wants to know if you have any plans to do some live shows with Conrad this year. And I think everybody has heard about your big upcoming live show with Jeff Jarrett.
Conrad's going to be there too.
He is.
Going to be there too. Yeah. It's going to be a big old bunch of fun. We're going to have fun. I love St. Louis.
So speaking of the St. Louis show, resident chatter Micmac bought a ticket back in December, and he has decided to give that ticket away live on this show.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
What I'm going to do is StreamYard has a giveaway tool. And what I'm going to ask is for anyone who is in the St. Louis area, and please be in the St. Louis area. I don't want to give you a ticket if you're not going to use it.
In fact, if your address isn't in the St. Louis area, we ain't sending you shit.
There you go.
Right? I guess you're right. Whoever wins,
it is Royal Rumble weekend, so there may be some folks traveling there or coming just to see.
Then I want to see a copy of a plane ticket or a reservation.
There you go.
Or a ticket.
So if everyone in the chat types Rumble 22, I'm going to go do that.
One word,
Rumble 22. Let me share my screen, and we're going to have some fun with this.
Ooh.
It's like a secret code.
There you go.
22.
Red Ryder BB gun.
So go ahead, Rumble 22. I'll ditch these. So Rumble 22, enter Rumble 22, and then it's going to collect these entries, and then I'm going to be able to make a draw. How about I announce this now, and we come back to it?
There we go.
Yes.
Ooh,
I
two
think that
entries.
feels like the play. So Rumble 22, we have 2 entries. It is 42. How about we give them all 5 minutes?
There we go.
Yeah, let's
All right,
do it.
5 minutes.
Ooh, this is so exciting. Eric, somebody's going to get to come see you and Jeff for free. And I'm guessing you're going to be taking some audience questions there too, telling stories. What's kind of the plan for when you and Jeff sit down?
I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Oh,
Call it in the ring.
better.
But no, I mean, look, we know, I'll be up, I'll do my intro, and then Jeff will do his, or vice versa, and then we'll probably have some interplay between Conrad and Jeff and I, and then we'll do a Q&A, and then we'll each tell some stories, and it'll be fun. But I don't think we have a format nailed down yet.
Now, this sounds like a further plug for this live show, but you were just saying about how, getting in front of a live crowd at Raw, in Detroit, and you wanted that energy. How does it differ from a live show like the one you and Jeff are going to have in Royal Rumble weekend?
It's quite different. Great question, by the way, Adam. It's quite different because when you go out, I don't know how many people were in Detroit, maybe 10,000, 8,000, whatever it was. I mean, the arena was full, so had to be 8 or 10,000, I would guess. That's a kind of that's a big energy, right? It's big, but it's kind of out there. It's hard to explain. You're not close to it, really. You're close to the people at ringside, but the majority of the energy is kind of out of your reach. Okay, but when you're up on stage and we have 400, 500, 600 people, whatever it is, it's kind of like a theater. It's a more intimate kind of conversation, and the energy is just different. It's more one-on-one. Ends up being like more of a stand-up comedy half the time than it is Q&A, and that's just fun. Everybody's laughing and having a good time, and got people acting up in the audience, and it's hard to describe it, but there's a big difference, but I don't know that one's better than the other. I like them both.
I like that answer.
Well, I'm glad, because I don't want to disappoint you.
Yeah,
Spade Racing
Heaven
has
forbid.
had this. Spade Racing has had this question for you since we started, and I'd like to hear just the full 360 answer about the photos behind you. Are they all of Buffalo Bill Cody?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No. So I don't even have a picture of Buffalo Bill Cody up there. So this guy, well, you see him. It says
Yes.
Montana Frank.
Yeah.
See that where it says Montana Frank Shows? Can you see it that well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a movie poster from about 1912, I think. It was one of the first Western movies in that era. I mean, there were several of them, but that was one of the first ones. That's a collectible poster. It's an original. I've had that for about 25 years. And then Bill Pickett. You know who Bill Pickett is?
Nope.
That's Bill Pickett. I call him Mr. Pickett. That's also a movie poster, not an original, but that's also a movie poster. Hold on. And it was produced by the Norman Film Company in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm not sure of the date, but I think it was around 1918 or 1920. And Bill Pickett was from Texas. He was a real-life cowboy that worked ranches in Texas, and he actually invented or created, whatever you want to call it, the rodeo sport of bulldogging. Because Bill Pickett, when he worked on the ranch in Texas, one of the things they had to do was brand cattle or Medicaid cattle, however they did it back then. And they'd have to get off their horses and get the cattle down. And Bill Pickett had this unique way of basically headlocking and dropping big steers. And that eventually became the sport that we all watch today in the National Finals Rodeo called bulldogging. And Bill Pickett was the creator or inventor of that particular sport.
Wow, that's
Hell yeah.
pretty cool.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I had never seen the other two up close enough to not know they weren't Buffalo Bill.
No, and the other one that you see over
Yeah, the other
that
one.
shoulder, that's just a Cody Night Rodeo poster from, I think, 2006. But I haven't gotten it framed yet, but it's a really, really cool poster. And I got a picture of Muhammad Ali up there that he signed. And below that, you can see a little picture of me and Muhammad Ali together in Pyongyang, North Korea. There you go. Now you know what my pictures are.
And
Those
then your Hall of
say-
Fame side plates as well.
Yeah, and the WWE, the Hall of Fame side plates.
Those frames back there, did you like go seek them out, or was that something you saw somewhere and you're like, I have to have this?
No, I bought the Montana Frank. I bought as is in a antique Western shop that used to be here in Cody. Same with Bill Pickett. I bought them both from the same collector.
Well,
Hell yeah.
shout out to
Cool.
Bill. Yeah, shout out to Bill Pickett for bulldogging, because that's different than me after hometown buffet and prairie dogging. That's totally different.
And also, just a little bit more on Mr. Pickett. He was also a part. I mean, he was in the movies. He became pretty famous, and prior to breaking into the movies, because he ended up being a big rodeo star, he was a part of the Buffalo Bill Cody Wild West show. Now, people don't know this, but in the late 1800s, early 1900s, Buffalo Bill Cody was the most famous American in the world. But the Buffalo Bill Cody Wild West show toured all over Europe. It's quite amazing. And, Annie Oakley and I'm not going to go into the Buffalo Bill history, but Bill Pickett was also a part of the Buffalo Bill Cody Wild West shows that toured the world.
Wow.
Buffalo Bill Cody was Elvis before anybody knew what an Elvis would end up being. Buffalo Bill Cody was he was in his own way. He was the Muhammad Ali of his time.
Wow.
He was a showman.
As big as Santa Claus, which leads me to this super chat from our generous friend tonight, Mick Mac, who wants to know if Waylon liked the car that Santa brought him.
Yes, Waylon did. Thank you very much. Mick Mac is just too generous. He's just too generous. And yes, Mick did. Waylon had a wonderful. Waylon is changing day by day. I mean, he's going to be driving a real car by the time I get back to Tampa, I think. It's just amazing.
Wow.
Well, he's going to be in the main event of not this upcoming WrestleMania, but the one after that.
Yeah, 100%.
The one here in Los Angeles. Main event. Book it now.
Going to change the future of professional wrestling as we know it.
There we go. I like it.
Oh, then Eric, we have to ask. I'm sure there's been conversation about this in your house, or other fans have asked you. It just is a natural question. Do you have hopes of Waylon getting into the wrestling business someday?
No. If the wrestling business is still around, which I suspect it probably will be in one way, shape, or form, and it happens to happen, I think that'll be cool as hell, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Who wouldn't think that's cool? But would I plant that seed early in his youth and try to point him in that direction? Absolutely not.
All right. So I think we have 9 entries. I think that's about
There you go.
what we're going to get. So let me.
It's like a 12%
So
chance of winning.
Well, it's 8.
Yay.
It's 88 1/3 chance of winning.
There you go.
Because
Stop standing up.
I'm a genetic freak,
Yes.
and we're going to draw.
Yeah, who's gonna go see Eric and Jeff spill
better
their
not be-
guts, tell
better
the
not be
stories they
Santa
won't
Claus.
tell on the air?
It's going to be Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Mick
ooh.
Mac.
Who is
Ed
it?
Dead.
Who's it gonna be?
Wow.
Ibzan out in Atlantic City. Ibzan said that in the chat. I'm
Yay.
not outing where Ibzan lives. Ibzan, I'll be sure to find you, and we're going to get you. Let me get that out of here. Ibzan, I'm going to find you. We're going to be sure to get you this ticket. Congratulations.
That's outstanding.
Yay! A real, true hardcore fan, someone who we know listens to 83 Weeks and joins us here on After 83 Weeks every week. So that's awesome. Also, now we know we'll have a mole there. So all these secret stories you're gonna spill, Eric. Maybe we can get the behind the scenes deets from Ibzan.
I think when Conrad and Jeff are on stage and they announce the creation of their new wrestling promotion, they're gonna sit there and ask Eric Bischoff if he wants to run it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, on that note, guys, I think it's time for us to shuffle on over and do a little private chat session with the ad-free shows members.
It's our version of OnlyFans. Come on.
There we go.
Oh my God, it is. It
There's
is,
a
and
few in there.
I know, yeah, Denovius and some others. We do have some questions we haven't gotten to yet, so we're going to get to those all now for you. Everybody, if you are not subscribed to ad-free shows, make sure you head on over to adfreeshows.com and get access. They do all kinds of cool stuff, so much content for you, brand new things, and you get a lot of cool interaction stuff like this, that you get to meet up with some cool Hall of Famers and others. So go over there and sign up if you haven't yet, so that you can join us for these last few minutes of the show. And make sure you are subscribed to the 83 Weeks channel. We do this, guys, now that we took our little holiday break, every Thursday live at 5 right here, 5 Pacific, on the 83 Weeks channel. So make sure you hit the little bell too, and they'll tell you when we're live, and you can come pick Eric's brain. And another big congratulations to Ibzan. And on that note, if you are an ad-free shows member, stay tuned. We will be back in just a few moments. If you're not, thank you so much for joining us. Go over there and sign up. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Stay tuned.
Right. I just took over real fast. Got us to the slate, so people will hear us. So say all the cuss words you want.
Oh, shenanigans. There we go.
Yo, let me speak on this.
There we go.
Oh, I don't
George. Let's go, George.
How'd you guys know it was me?
I had no idea. Lucky guess.
So the way to do this is to click it and then click remove, and then don't click delete on Facebook.
Delete.